Stand on your feet and welcome to the stage, Kevin T. Roberson.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm not feeling all the love. I've just been on a tour for like 2 weeks, and I'm home now. Good morning again, everyone. Okay, I grew up in Prince George's County. I'm a resident of Maryland for a long time. Good morning to you. My topic to you today I want you to focus on is something called change. When it comes, my question to you today, I'm going to very respectfully request of you, what are you going to do when change comes? I'm talking about for your personal and your professional development. Please let these strategies rub off on you for your personal and your professional lives. They apply all the way across the board. For the time I have with you this morning, I'm going to tell it to you like you have never heard it before. I'm going to respectfully request that you write down some notes. If you're comfortable taking notes, write it down. I'm going to ask you to remember the experience that we shared this morning about the things that I'm going to talk to you about, which is staying focused on your goals. As Derek had mentioned to you before, I do over 150 presentations every single year to my corporate partners. I do many keynote speeches and many business trainings every single year. The main focus and the main goal of what I try to teach people is to stay focused on their goals. There's a lot of people who can focus, but can you stay focused? And when change comes, what are you prepared to do? So I want you to write something down, because many people, when they hear the word change, they get very, very scared. And when you're scared to do something, you cannot attack your goals. Your goals are going to do what? Attack you. And you cannot put yourself in that position. So I want you to write down one catchphrase for me, please, and do not forget it. The reason why we change is to grow. Let me repeat that. The reason why we change is to what, everyone? Grow. The reason why we change is to grow. Change is very necessary. So when change comes, change should be explained. And we should help each other through the process. You cannot afford to use excuses. What are some examples of excuses in this market? I've been a real estate investor for 19 years. I know the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. When it's hot, when it's cold. When it's cold, what are you going to do when change comes? You have to position yourself, ladies and gentlemen, for success, to earn the respect of success. Now, what exactly do I mean when I say positioning and not using excuses? You can't say, oh, the market's bad right now, I'm not going to make any money. Is that a positive mindset or negative mindset? Which one does it sound like? Negative. I want you to write 3 initials down, please. It's called PMA. Positive Mental Attitude. That's the abbreviation. What is it again, everyone? PMA. I'm not really feeling all the love. What is it again? PMA. PMA stands for Positive Mental Attitude. Now, therefore, no matter what, when the market's down, you are not going to make excuses. You are going to go grab a beautiful word. You might want to write it down, called resources. That word again is called what, everyone? Resources. Resources. What exactly does resources mean? Resources are tips, tools, education, and knowledge. You got to know your market. You got to know your customer. And if you do not know the customer, I'm going to very respectfully request that you go out and put your hands on information that can inform you about your customer. I'll give you a very good example. When I walked into the room this morning, one of the people that I saw, well, actually, when I got on site, one of the people that I saw that I haven't seen in some years is Joyce.
Ocala Avenue.
That's right, Ocala Avenue. Now, Joyce was, you all know what Joyce does. Well, Joyce and I partnered on a deal on Ocala Avenue in the District Heights area. Am I correct? Okay. Now, when I say know your customer, ladies and gentlemen, you got to be able to use something called vision in order to focus on your goals and your dreams. What exactly are your dreams? Dreams are the touchstones of your characters. Fantasies, ladies and gentlemen, do not come true. Dreams actually come true. You've got to be able to see the picture of where you want to go very, very clearly. There's a lot of people in this industry that suffer from the I'm going to's. Have you ever heard of these people before? Now see, I'm not everybody's trainer, ladies and gentlemen. I just tell it like it is. See, if you don't want to hear the truth, you don't want to hire me, because I just tell it like it is. Now, what exactly are the I'm going to's? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to call Richard. I'm going to call Bill. You got to know your customer. Then you got to be full of resources. Resources is the actual educational data that's going to allow you to move forward in the market. Now, if you don't know your client and you don't know your resources, you're going to be in some trouble. So what did I say you have to have some focus? You got to have vision. You got to have some vision. And you got to be willing to do whatever it takes to reach your goals. You have to attack your goals and not let your goals attack you. Right now, the market is attacking many, many agents right now. You know why? Because they're under-equipped with the right skills to attack the market, so they get attacked. Now, you don't want to be backed up on your heels, ladies and gentlemen. Anything in life you do not meet with greater or equal force, it's going to take advantage of you and steamroll right over top of you. And this is the question that I have for you. Do you want to be the person to build the flow and participate and have everyone else enjoy in the beauty of life, or do you want to be on the sidelines watching the parade pass by? What do you want to do? You want to create something, right? So that's what you're going to do. So when I say you got to learn your market, you got to know your people, you got to know them like the back of your hand. You got to know your business inside and out. And when you use your vision, you don't have to see exactly what's in front of you. Sometimes you're just going to have to close your eyes to embrace the change. Now, when I say close your eyes and embrace the change, here's what I mean. You got to know your market. Like I study this industry, I know who I'm speaking to right now. You got to close your eyes sometimes and be able to pick our people. Derek is right here. Derek introduced me. Derek is there. That's right? Yes, sir. Derek, when I met you, Derek, you said, hey, I'm Derek, and I said, I'm Kevin T. Robertson. He said, oh, the T, I got to start using the T in my middle initial. Joyce is sitting right here in front. We did the Ocala Avenue deal together. George, you're right over here to my left. Is that right, George?
Yes.
Just call your name out. George, you have like a tan color suit on today, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I met George at the pier when we were at National Harbor Place. Trevor has on a dark color suit today. I met Trevor also through Eric Mitchell Publishing Group from the Prince George's Magazine. Andre is over here somewhere. Andre has a white shirt on with a pink tie, something like that. Andre worked with me here. It's some kind of jazzy tie he has on today, right? Okay. Richard was a gentleman that started the presentation. Richard, you have on a yellow shirt. Is that correct, sir? Yes. All right, Richard, don't try to trick me. I'm real good at this, all right? Now, we have two Bills in here, okay? Bill, it's an older gentleman over here. Bill, I met him up front. He's sitting right at the bar. Is that correct, Bill? That's right. Okay, Bill's standing up right now. Bill, I know you worked over there before. Told you, Bill, I'm good at this. Now we have Bill. Also, the Bill is the #1 producing loan officer in his particular corporation. Give him a round of applause too, by the way, Bill. Good job, great job, great job. Use your resources. You don't have to look at people in front of you. You got to be able to see your mind. Right now, I'm reading my mind. Okay, I'm reading my mind. I'm reading the people in front of me. Richard's over there by the camera. I met Richard. Richard helped me unload a property when the market was really, really, really bad. Richard stepped into the plate and helped me unload one of my rental properties. Richard, thank you so much. Richard's right there. You're welcome. Who else do I know? Marcus is sitting right back there. It's his brother. Marcus, you have on a tan color shirt. Is that right? Sitting right over in this area. Marcus, where are you? Yep, right here. Right there. Okay, he moved. Here's the place over there. And one last person that has on, no, beautiful Charette is over there. I met Charette as well. She works with Trevor. And one more person in here, and I haven't met anybody else. I met her this morning. She has a red shirt on. Her name is Sabrina. Is that correct, Sabrina?
She's upstairs.
She's upstairs. She helped pass out all of my material. Know your market. If you don't know your market, ladies and gentlemen, how are you supposed to service that market? You don't understand their mindset. You don't understand what personality you're servicing. There are 4 major personality types in this world that you should write down very quickly, and I will expand on these a little bit more in my event on June the 24th. You all have the brochure right there, because I have to use my time wisely here. But there are 4 major personality types, and you must make sure that you honor and understand the characteristics and tendencies, strengths and limitations of each one of these personality types. You have your basic thinker. They're going to try to talk you out of why they should not purchase that house from you. Then you have a relator. Relators are very, very warm. They are the people that's going to hang in there, and they have the greatest amount of patience. Very easy to sell to relators. All you have to do is do what you're supposed to do. They're very big on doing the right thing. So all you have to do is deliver and promise more than what you can deliver. Then you have your socializer. Socializers are very easy to sell to as well. All you have to do is be upbeat, very inspiring. They love the glitz and glamour of the real estate industry. You got to sell them on the looks. They like the cosmetics of it all. Then you have the worst one of all is the director. They have a very abusive, dominating, very strong, people of great will, character, and personality. But they know what they want. And if you cannot deliver it to them, you will not be able to sell to them, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your note-taking and your attention thus far. Thank you very much. Everybody drop your pens for me and stand on your feet and do me a big favor. Stand on your feet. Oh, you okay there?
You okay?
We don't want to mess up one of the selling points of this product. After we finish with it. That's right. Because this is going to get sold too, all right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want everyone to do me a favor, just cross your arms. We all look like the poster child for change right now. Now, we are experiencing some very rough times in the real estate industry. Not only that, I've been an investor for 19 years now. My friends were laughing at me when I wanted to get involved in real estate. They were going to the club and I wanted to go to business meetings and find out how to be a real estate investor, creative finance expert. Now, foreclosure is at an all-time high right now. It is our responsibility to put people in houses and give them the type of dream that they're asking you for. All we have to do is deliver. So get the resources, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be some painful times that we're going to experience. But when you pull together and use your resources, your loan officers, your title people, your brokers, your fellow agents, I force myself to learn something new every single day. Does it make me feel uncomfortable? Absolutely. I am asking you very respectfully that you have got to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to be willing to step outside your normal means of doing business and think outside the box. Most agents are taught to think contractually. You've got to learn to think creatively. And when you think creatively, your business is going to go to a whole nother level. So when change comes, ladies and gentlemen, did you remember the phrase I had you write down? The reason why we change is to what, everyone? Grow. I'm not really... I get excited. The reason why we change is to what, everyone? Grow. People, don't make me take my vest off. Sit down for me, please. Thank you very much. The reason why we change is to grow. It's not if it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It is a point of when it's going to happen. So when it happens, are you prepared is my number one question. I want you to write that down, because I'm getting ready to wrap it up very strongly for you. When change comes, what's the question, everyone? Are you what? Are you prepared? That's why training is so important. If you're not training, you're not growing. You should be investing 3% of your gross income back into yourself every single year. You netting 100 grand in commissions every single year, you should be investing $3,000 a year in the books, tapes, CDs. After 9/11, I was stranded on the road for 18 days straight. You know what I did? Stopped past the bookstore and got every audio CD that I could, because I spend most of my time in rental cars and not doing my regular car. I forced myself to learn something new every single day. The average millionaire looks at television 3 to 4 hours a day. Your average American citizen looks at television 6 to 8 hours a day. What are you taking into your system? What are you learning? And I'm not saying this to you because I'm putting myself on a pedestal and I'm better than you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an expert at making mistakes. And I have not been afraid to take chances. You have got to take more risk in this market. When everybody else says that, oh, real estate's bad right now, it's when you got to take more risk. Let me just break it down to you like this, and you might want to jot this one down to my next point. Little risk equals little reward.
Oh, that's it.
Big risk equals big reward. The biggest risk is not taking one at all. Yes. Now, you're going to suffer from the I'm going to's. When change comes, are you going to fight it with the necessary skills to achieve your goal? Are you going to stop listening to negative friends who are possibly going back to get jobs or whatever it is they're telling you right now? It doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Go do whatever you want to do. The reason why I've lasted being an entrepreneur for 21 years is because working for someone else is not an option. Period.
Say it one more time, Kevin.
Working for someone else has never been an option. Don't think it hasn't happened to me. I have been crippled by the same ailments that every entrepreneur has. Foreclosure multiple times, repo multiple times, water, gas, electric, utilities cut off multiple times. I can write very good in the dark, ladies and gentlemen. I don't need to see. You remember how I remember everybody's name? I don't need my vision. Stevie Wonder is a genius. He doesn't need to see. He can see it up here. If you don't have vision, you're going to be in trouble. My style is a little abrasive, but it's very necessary. I just tell it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to be offensive with anything it is that I say. I don't want you to misconstrue any statement that I may make as me being arrogant, or I'm bragging, or I think I know it all. But again, I have made mistakes more than your average person, and that's why I attain higher success rates than your average person, because I'm willing to do more than your average person is willing to do. Now let me explain to you exactly when change comes, how you should embrace it so you can get over the hump. Now there is a word I want you to write down called obstacle. It's a word called obstacle. You run into them every single day. Now when obstacles approach, you are going to have to hurdle over top of the obstacle, tunnel under it, go around it, or break down the barricade. Now, the word I had you write down very early on was a word called resources. People, if you don't have access to resources in the real estate industry, you are dead in the water. What exactly are some of your resources? Your lenders. Richard and Bill gave a very, very detailed presentation informing you about things that are shifting in the market. That was creative financing that Bill was explaining to you up here. There's other ways to get a deal done. No money down. You know, I had a guy argue with me one time. We were in the restroom. He said, no money down, real estate doesn't work. I've done it over 600 times over 19 years. Okay? It works when you know how to do it, when you have the right loan officer. Let me just break it down to you like you've never heard it before. You are only as good as your title people and your loan officers. If a real estate agent, if you don't get buddy-buddy with someone like that, there's no way you're going to achieve success in this industry. So let's stop trying to act like other people have knowledge that they don't want to share. And let's stop trying to act like we don't want to ask questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's okay and very acceptable to ask questions when you don't know. But when you find out, you are held to a higher level of accountability because now you're actually empowered with the information. See, I don't fault you if you don't know. But when you find out and you still aren't achieving the goals that you want to achieve, we've got a problem. The hardest thing in the world to do is look yourself in the mirror every single day. If you don't like the image you see, ladies and gentlemen, you must change it. Now, why am I telling you? I'm coming to the word again called change. Because nobody likes change. Again, when change comes, here's what people start doing. Remember, where's Trevor? Trevor, you back there? Right. Trevor, remember, people suffer from the I'm going to's. Remember that? Right. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And guess what? People never do anything. Very staggering statistics going to blow you out of your seats when you hear this. 87.9% of people, right around Christmas time, we start making this thing called a New Year's what, everyone? 87.9% of people break the New Year's resolution because they don't stick to a 30-day process. So I want you to write down a magic number for repetitious learning. Repetition is the master teacher of learning. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not willing to practice on your level of skill to get better in your industry, at your craft, what are you doing? That number is 26. Scientific case studies show if you want to replace an old behavior with a new behavior, you must be willing to commit to repetition. Again, everyone, what's my magic number for repetitious learning? 26. 26. Are you willing to practice? We practice like we perform. For every hour or 6 hours for a presentation that I put together and I customize as I'm doing this one for you today, I spend 3 times that amount of time practicing on what I want to say, understanding my audience, knowing who's in the room, learning the people's names. Now, I have a little slight advantage. If you want to know how I remember people's names, I attach something positive to it, and therefore I create an image in my mind about that particular person. That's how I remember the name. Now, if you remember your client's name without looking at the name badge or the business cards, I don't use name badges in my seminars. You know why? Because it makes it more personable when you understand the person's name. It makes it feel like you're talking directly to them instead of talking at them. You don't have to hard sell your services to individuals these days. You know what you have to do? You need to write down 2 words. Because in the market that you're in right now, you're going to need these 2 words. You don't have to sell it. Here's what you have to do. You have to position and present your information. Let me run that back. You have to position, and what's the other word, everyone? Present. Present your information. And when you do that, you are providing options for success. When you give the buyer options, they are going to pick and choose what option is going to work best for them, and that kind of thing sells itself, ladies and gentlemen. Here's selling right here. Hey, listen here, Richard. We got to buy. Listen, Richard, you don't get this model right here. You're a loser for the rest of your life. You're never going to make it, Richard. Buy. You know what he's going to do? Run. He's going to resist any strategy that you try to teach him. When you understand what personality type he is, Richard, by the way, when you were speaking this morning, I put you in a category of a thinker. Okay, very meticulous. Richard, if I cracked open your brain right now, I could see the wheels just spinning around in it. A man of detail, I could see it in his disposition of his character. Your body language through face-to-face communication, ladies and gentlemen, makes up 55% of face-to-face communication. That's over half, which means you don't need to say one word to your buyer. They're going to see you coming a mile away. They're very intuitive. You think they aren't doing their homework just like you're doing your homework? You think they haven't picked up the phone and asked somebody else who's purchased a home? What loan officer do you deal with? That's how this business is done. Nobody's picking up the yellow pages to do this business. They are word of mouth. Who's taking care of me? Richard, I could close my eyes and say, you stepped up to the plate and saved the deal. because the agent that was representing me on my side was a little emotional. You don't have to write this down, but please remember it. You have got to remove the emotional factor from business because it will cloud your judgment and impair your ability to make an accurate decision. That is how you do this business. It's a numbers game, ladies and gentlemen. You let the buyer get emotional about it when they enjoy their beautiful home that you work so diligently to get them. You, on the other hand, have business to take care of, and if business is going to be conducted properly, you got to remove the emotions out of it. We don't have time to waste time. You listen, you got to do your homework. Other than that, you're going to be spinning wheels riding around burning up gas. And the way gas prices are right now, I doubt it if that's something you want to be doing. But it's something that's necessary. It's an ugly business that we're in, ladies and gentlemen, but it's very, very necessary. I want you to think about it this way. You have exactly what the buyer needs. They just don't realize it yet. Is anybody aware of that? You have exactly what they need. They're just not aware of it. Please remember the bullets that we talked about in here. What's my magic number again for repetitions learned, everyone? Okay, remember to get yourself some resources. When change comes, I want you to stand there very, very tall, very confidently, and very strong. The only thing you see before you today, ladies and gentlemen, is something called supreme confidence. I know what I'm talking about because I've done it, and I've been there, and I know what I'm doing because I attack my goals, and I do not let the goals attack me. Stay focused on your goals and dreams, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you at the top. I am the motivational supercharger of the 21st century, Kevin T. Robinson, the Magic League and
Coming after him was like having to sing after Patty LaBelle. Right. Should nobody else say nothing? All right, listen, I want to give you guys a couple of quick notes. Kevin is going to be having an event at the Greenbelt Hotel.
Greenbelt Marriott. June the 24th, all of you have the flyer in front of you.
June the 24th, want to put that on your calendar, June the 24th, right? It was only $35.
$35 pre-registration fee, and it's $45 at the door.
Yep. And you're going to be able to get a, what is that? Is that a whole day?
It's going to be 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Leadership and peak performance.
Yeah, for those people who are desirous of actually taking your business to the next level, you should be there. And I think he said you should spend, what, 3% on yourself? So
3% of your gross income.
Right, so let me say, all you would have had to have made this year was $350, right? So all you asking, right? So you're investing in a smidgen of it. So if you made at least $350, we do expect you to see you at the seminar. What time does it start?
Starts the business mixer and pre-registration is 6 o'clock to 7. Presentation starts promptly on time at 7 p.m. So on a Tuesday evening. Love to see you there.
And